Good morning and welcome to this webinar on solutions for circular food systems in the Mediterranean. This is the second webinar organized with the framework of CESAM project. This is an European project. We focus on circular economy and sustainable solutions in the agri-food sector of the Mediterranean. It's an interregional project centered on the region of Catalonia, the Balearic Island, and Occitanie. This webinar on solutions for circular food systems aims to share the best practices on circular economy and the development of sustainable solutions for agri-food systems. First, we will have a presentation of the Catalonia bioeconomy strategy. Second, we will provide some information about CESAM project and also the opportunity for funding for SMEs. And then we will share today SMEs solutions related on implementing circular economy in food systems and related to the 4 challenges of CESAM projects. That is water recycling, packaging, waste reduction, and byproduct valorization. So to start, we have with us Miriam Gonzalez of the Department of the Agriculture, Livestock, Fisheries and Food of the Government of Catalonia, and she will share with us the Catalan bioeconomy strategy. So Miriam, your turn to share with us the bioeconomy strategy.
Perfect. Bon dia, bonjour à tous. Thank you, Maite, for giving me the floor and for inviting us to this webinar. I will share my screen now to talk you a little bit about the economy strategy. Okay, let's see. Okay, first off, I would like to share some figures about Catalonia. Maybe some of you know that, but the total surface of Catalonia is 32,000 square kilometers. But the areas are, we are overall a forest country and agricultural country. Even if these 8 million people we reach this year, we are concentrated in dense urban areas overall and in semi-dense urban areas. And just 9% of the people in the whole territory in the rural areas. That's important for the bioeconomy because we want to manage these rural areas as well. So it's to put us in context. For the same reason, I would like to begin with the definition we work of bioeconomy. We consider bioeconomy as a circular and sustainable economic model. So we are talking about economics. It's based on the use of renewable and local biological resources. The local word for us is very important because we are trying to promote opportunities and to use our own resources. And the aim is to produce goods and services in all economic sectors, because we have more evident bioeconomic sectors and agri-food for sure, but a lot of other sectors are using or can use renewable and local biological resources too. We launched this Catalan bioeconomy strategy 3 years ago, in 2021, and it works in three annual action plans. The first one is this that is now at this ending, and we are working already in the next action plan. So, which is the scope of this strategy? As I told you, several sectors are involved in bioeconomy and all in the strategy. Agriculture, livestock, forestry, and fishing, and the food and beverage industries are the main one. But we consider as well wood, cork, paper industries, textile or biochemical and pharmaceutical industries that more and more are incorporating these resources, replacing fossil-based products. We work as well in the biomass and biogas sector for producing energy, and as well with the waste, with bio-waste, which is a very important resource as well. The other point I would like to mention now is that we work together with very related strategies, as the strategic food plan for Catalonia on the one hand, and the roadmap of circular economy of Catalonia on the other hand, to mention two. We consider other strategies as well, but maybe these are the more important. So very quickly, I would like to share with you the main objectives of the strategy, just to know which issues we want to tackle. On the first place, we have the improvement of the use of the biomass in Catalonia. We know we have several biomass resources like forests, but as well bio-waste or dejections or co-products in the food industry. And we want to create new opportunities to use it. We need to know better what we have, the quantification, and optimize the management and the distribution. The second goal is about business, very close to the CESAM project. We need to develop a business community based on the circular bioeconomy. New businesses or the other businesses that improve in their work. The other important point is the consumers, the use and consumption of these bioproducts, bioenergy, or biomaterials. We need the market to lead as well the change. And the fourth goal is very important for us as well, as we need ecosystem services. We need healthy ecosystems to sustain all these economics ideas. So we consider as well to work for promoting the resilient agriculture and forest landscapes and this provision of ecosystem services. The other three goals are more transversal. We need knowledge and innovation all over the change. We need to strengthen the role of the administration and also tackle with important challenges as the legal and regulatory framework and other issues. And we need to prepare as well society, because this bioeconomy approach needs important changes, and we need society is also involved in these changes. I told you we are working in this first action plan, and this one here we choose 4 main value chains. On the first place, we work in the improvement in forest management and use of forest resources. The second one, the recovery of livestock dejections and organic waste. The third one is the recovery of co-products and bioproducts for the food change. And the fourth one is focus in these resilient agroforest landscapes and provision of ecosystem services. I think the second and the third are the ones that are more related with the CESAM project and with the fields you are working on. These 4 value change, we concrete them we choose 15 transformative actions to focus our action in. And here I would like as well to underline some of them. In the first place, the BioHub Cat, the Circular Bioeconomy Hub of Catalonia, that intend to support companies in incorporate bioeconomy to this business plan. We work as well in public procurement, in citizens awareness, A very important one is the number 5, if the research and innovation in circular bioeconomy. We are working with several research centers in this area. We need as well to reskill and create new professional profiles to do all these changes. In the proper use of the biomass, we work in this energy production from local biomass. We are working hard in biogas and digest products production, and as well the biomass access and management, how to manage, how to move the biomass, and how to make it useful. In this area, new business models are very important. Yes, as I told before, actual companies integrating new business models, new products, new production lines, or really startups or another business that starts from the beginning with bioeconomy on the focus. And we consider that pre-industrial scale plants are very important as well. We need to link the laboratory results with the market. So here we really need to offer places where companies you can test all these improvements. Here I would like to mention the alternative protein plant in Lleida that is being built at the moment, and as well in Solsona, a plant of the Catalan Forest Hub, as well as a pre-industrial plant of forest resources. And again, the Resilient Landscapes program is really important. To end with my presentation, I would like to put here some links. One for the Rural CAT, the Virtual Office of Bioeconomy. Here you can find the strategy, the action plan, and other news. The documents are in Catalan, Spanish, and English, so you can find them there. We have a monthly newsletter. Here you can reach them as well. And here you have my address if you have any questions today or in the future about the strategy. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Miriam, for sharing with us this overview of the bioeconomy strategy. And if you have some questions, please type it in the chat. And at the end of all presentations, we will conclude with a Q&A time where the speakers could answer your questions. So now let's move forward. And now Julia Miragall, that is consultant in the sustainability team of Acció. She will present the CESAM European Project and also the funding opportunities for SMEs. So, Julia, the floor is yours now.
Thank you, Maite. Here we are. So I will proceed to present briefly a bit about the CESAM project, which is the context in which this webinar is taking place. First off, I should let you know that the CESAM project focuses on circular economy and sustainable solutions in the agri-food sector, specifically focusing on the region of the Mediterranean. And we focus on the 3 regions of Catalonia, the Balearic Islands, and Occitania. This project will have a duration, which it started in 2023, but it will go on until 2026. And I would give you a bit of an explanation of the objectives that we tried to fulfill through this project. To start off, we tried to further investments in SMEs of the sector and the regions, with the objective of advancing a circular economy model. We also intend to further and support interregional investments in innovation, specifically in the 3 regions that we cover as a project. And lastly, we mean to foster the development of sustainable and circular economy solutions within the value chain of the agri-food sector and any sectors that are related and can contribute to this objective. We address 4 sub-areas which are thematic. First, we focus on water recycling, and that would include the industrial water treatment and recycling, as well as the concentrated reuse of water. Secondly, we focus on packaging, which includes the eco-design of any packaging, as well as the reduction of plastic and the incorporation of new materials or any sustainable solutions that can substitute plastic. Thirdly, we focus on waste reduction, and this also includes the optimization of processes, as well as the incorporation of any circular processes. And lastly, the valorization of byproducts. Within the CESAM project, we have a cascade funding, which focuses on main beneficiaries, which include SMEs of the agri-food sector, specifically in the 3 regions that I mentioned we cover in the project. In terms of funding, we have a global budget of 900,000 euros, which participants can access through a competition, and with a funding rate for all challenges of 100%. We aim to open the call around November. It is estimated now that it would be around the 19th up to February of 2025. And the fundable projects would be those who are focused on the development of circular economy and sustainable solutions, which are applicable to the agri-food sector. They can be both individual or collaborative. I will give you more information on that in a moment. And we seek to have projects that have a high TRL, which is as close to market as possible. So that would range from 6 to 9. And again, we focus on the 4 sub-areas that we mentioned that the project has. So water recycling, packaging, waste reduction, and byproduct valorization. This is a bit of an overview of the process of the call for projects. We will start in November with the call opening. Then we will move on February to have the closing and the ranking and selections of the solutions that have applied or the projects that have applied. In March 2025, we will have the project execution. And then in February 2026, we'll have the results evaluation and then in August 2026, we'll have the closing of the call. Just to give you an overview of the different ways in which projects or different entities can apply. You have the option to apply as an open innovation project, which would range in different sums depending on the type that you choose to apply in. So for individual open innovations, innovation projects, that would range up to 30,000 euros. And that would consist of only one SME of one of the 3 regions that we cover as a project. As a regional open innovation project, that would range up to 50,000 euros, and that would need to be at least 2 SMEs from one of the regions that we cover. And lastly, you can apply as an interregional open innovation project, which would go up to 70,000 euros, and you would need to be a consortium of at least 2 SMEs from different regions of the 3 that we cover as a project. As a second option, you can also respond to the identified challenges that we have. So the SMEs that are part of our consortium as a project, so the CESAM consortium, you can choose one of these 10 challenges, which range from 10,000 euros to 40,000 euros to respond to the needs that these companies have, and then choose to respond as a solution provider for them. In case that you already have a project in mind or already aiming to apply to this call for projects, we encourage you to register to this platform that we've opened. You have the link right here. It's a LinkedIn platform. It's very easy to use. You can just post the type of project that you are aiming to develop, the type of solution that you are developing, or maybe the partner that you seek. And this would facilitate any kind of contact to come between yourselves and then create and manage your partnerships. Then to finish, I would like to mention also that we have some other activities and events, just like the one that we're having today. We have networkings and B2Bs. So we had a networking event at Alimentaria 2024, as well as taking part of the Open Innovation Challenges as a B2B meetings between companies at the same fair. We also had some other webinars and seminars. In June, on the 21st, we had legislation or a webinar on circular economy legislation, which is applicable to the agri-food sector in the 3 regions that we cover as a project. And we are now having the second webinar on circular food systems. And finally, we also have some a solution catalog, which consists of the identification of solutions of circular economy and sustainability, which are applicable to the agri-food sector. Again, focusing on the 4 sub-areas that we cover, and we try to give some visibility to SMEs and circular economy and sustainable solutions, which could apply to the sector that we focus on. To end, I provide you with some information for contacts. Please feel free to join our LinkedIn page, as well as finding any other information that you may need on this webpage that I put on the screen. I will stop sharing now. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your attention. We will now proceed to the presentations on best practices on circular economy and sustainable solutions from 5 companies. We will start with Phoenix Foods, presented by its CTO, Gonzalo Fincheira. So Gonzalo, the floor is yours.
Sure, thank you very much. So my name is Gonzalo Fincheira. I'm the CTO of Phoenix Foods. And let me share my screen. I hope you see it well. So first off, allow me to thank Axio for counting on Phoenix Foods to participate in this forum, and also the rest of the CESAM board for organizing this venue. Circularity and sustainability of food systems is an integral part of the mission of our company, and we are pleased to be part of these sessions. So let me start off by explaining briefly what Phoenix Foods is, who we are, and what we do. We are a Catalan biotech startup company who aims to reduce the footprint of our food industry. As you see here, we transform waste into high-quality, nutritious food for animal and plants using a sustainable biological process based on an insect called the Hermetia usans. So we use insects to convert waste into resources through a clean, fast, and sustainable process. This is our first and most important contribution to circularity and food sustainability. We can therefore recover nutrients of low-grade organic matter that would otherwise go to waste, and we upcycle it into the value chain. Our larvae feed on the organic waste, generating organic fertilizer. And once these grown larvae have finished the process of increasing their volumes, they are also a source of proteins that can be fed to different animals. Therefore, we turn waste that would otherwise go into landfills, and by feeding them into our larvae, this at the end generates organic fertilizers and also proteins that can be fed to other animals. We put in practice the lyrical meaning of the saying, one man's rubbish is another man's treasure. We give new life to organic waste so that with its reuse, it can boost sustainability of waste management and enhance other areas of the food system, such as animal feed. Many challenges related to the Sustainable Development Goals are involved in our process. As you can see here, we focus more on the ones that are more prominent to our industry, as we wouldn't have time to explain all the places where our company has an impact. So we focus on objective number 12, 14, and 15. Number 12, ensuring sustainability of consumption. Number 14, conserve and sustainable use of oceans. And number 15, protect and restore and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. It would seem that with our process, we don't necessarily affect goal number 14 of the oceans, but this is a particular concern to us. As you are well aware, the situation of overfishing in seas and oceans is urgent. About 1/3 of the world's fish stock are overfished, and the global proportion of fish stocks at sustainable level has continued to decline. This problem could be alleviated by building more fish farms, which is already being implemented in our region, as you all are well aware. The aquaculture market keeps growing, but however, one problem still remains. And the issue is we need to still feed this fish. And what are we feeding this fish? Generally, the problem is often solved by feeding them with fish meal, which is already made with wild fish. And therefore, the problem of overfishing still remains. Phoenix Foods wants to contribute to this solution by providing a nutritional optimal meal that can replace fish meal for feeding these animals. So with our feeding, we can replace the feeding that is generally taking place for fishes, and therefore we can help the oceans to recuperate by eliminating more overfishing. Regarding project 15, objective number 15, we produce high quality organic fertilizers that increase soil biodiversity and helps plant rooting. And therefore, we are helping our woodlands and also our agricultural to use a more sustainable based fertilizers. Our production is always proximity based, and therefore what we do is we take waste from people that are close to us, for industries that are close to us. We operate at a local level, and what this at the end happens is that the alternative products that we are using as a source of protein, meaning our larvae compared to soy or compared to fish meal, we don't have to travel all the great distances that soy needs to travel, for example, from Latin America coming to Europe or from East region coming to Europe. We are based on a very local region, and therefore the carbon emissions of transportation would really go down. We are always close to those stakeholders who are part of the production cycle, closing the loop of food and waste. Our process have a very small footprint as we use vertical farming. So we do not need a lot of extension for this. Compared to other type of proteins, we do not need large extensions of territory. We can do it in a very small footprint. We can use maybe 20 meters squared to produce more than 1 ton of protein yield. And as we use vertical farming, we do not need neither water, because we take the water out of the waste streams. And also we don't need more space than the necessary for our growing. We also take all type of organic matters. So we avoid that organic matters like livestock dejections end up in water in the water streams, contaminating the waters. Also, our process requires very low water, as the water is taken already from the waste streams. And also the electricity consumption is at a minimal, and we can use electricity such as photovoltaic just to run our operation at an optimal level. At Phoenix Foods, we believe, therefore, that circularity does not only concern our production models and our products, but it's also a practice that can carry out consistently through all the industry. The use of water or the sustainability of our energy sources are just some of them. Even those companies that cannot consider circular today can implement and benefit from circularity in some parts of their production processes, either in the recovery of the waste or by reintroducing some byproducts into the value chain. And we can help in this. Phoenix Foods' mission is to act as a link in the industry of our region to promote effective collaboration between different companies to incorporate them into circularity. We believe that industrial and economic growth is not contrary to this value. And on the contrary, we can create more and better industry for all. And this at the end helps us to provide also more healthy soils and healthy animals. Thank you very much for your attention. And I hope that I have conveyed in this presentation some of what we consider good practices and success stories in circularity in our industry. I will be happy to answer questions, if any, at the FAQ part.
Thank you very much, Gonzalo. We will now move on to the presentation of best practices by Janina Burrell and Pedro Lluc of Copiral. So the floor is yours.
And in Copiral, we are a company based in Agramunt, and we are transforming byproduct into animal feed. And now Pedro is going to explain a little bit how we do it. Okay.
Hello. Copiral is a company. You can see the logo is based or centered in circular economy because it was founded in a zone, in a rural zone in Agramunt, normally a low-income zone, but where there are plenty of farms, and these farms should be feed. Wait, I want to.
Deja de compartir.
No.
Deja.
Tak.
No, deja. Deja de compartir y deja PowerPoint. Que no iré.
Wait a minute.
Compartir. Entonces la aplicación. Yes.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Everybody can see it.
Sorry, we
Yes.
are having some problems.
Okay.
Not anymore. You were sharing it and now we can't see it. Okay.
I cannot go through the pages of this presentation. Sorry for this problem. Okay. Let's guess now.
No, pero no es la que entendí. ¿Tú me clicas varias veces? ¿Aceptar?
Okay.
Okay. Exactly. Okay. Now, is it okay?
So,
Perfect.
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Well, it was founded in 1995. A company handled by the second generation, and we are 85 people working 100,000 pounds of waste that are transferred into food stuff for the farming around the zone. This is a company focused on circular economy, aiming at the objective of the UN 2030 in order to supply the farms around here, but also supporting the local economy and socially integrating people coming from war-torn zones. For example, we have people from Ukraine. We have a company focusing on parity between both sexes, and we try to implement the business through purchasing waste, especially as you can see from the retail companies in Spain and also in France. Basically, we purchase waste, and this becomes a resource to be producing foodstuff for animals, piglets and pigs in the farms around here. These products are basically purchased in Spain and France. We have some operations also in the north of Italy, but the 90% products come from Spain and France, and are of two kinds, liquids and solids. Liquids can be ice creams, beverage, or other kinds of milk or butter, and these are complemented to the solids, that is basically products issue from the mills or the cereal industry, like bread, biscuits, some kinds of flours, and cereal bars, these kinds of products. This is a big amount of 180,000 tons per year that we treat. And this is going to be dehydrated and polished to produce bread flour and digest milk fluid. 80% of our production is bread flour, and this is materia primera, is the prime material for the raw material for the companies producing the animal food stuff. They will later add additives, minerals, odorants, and this is destined to feed the pigs. Also, the complement with all these ice creams and milk, we produce a digest milk fluid that is going to be fed to the piglets as a complement in order to help them to grow and to produce meat. This is fully integrated in the 2030 objective of the UN, and is a good way to reduce waste. We profit of the agro industry, but also of the retail, the big retailers, when they have a problem with best before date, when the promo campaigns are finished, or in case of, for example, an industrial bakery, they have someday a mistake in the receipt, too many salt, too many flour, or not sufficient heating. So tons of products that otherwise will be going to destruction. In this case, we present ourselves as waste managers. We take care of these products, and we can reintroduce them in the circular economy with this is very important. As you may be aware, it's very expensive to throw goods to destruction in France, but also in Spain. Then we are an alternative, and we can supply an income way for this company with waste. For them is waste. For us is a byproduct and a precious waste product. This byproduct is going to be processed in our factory in Agramunt through these ovens, rotative ovens that will dehydrate it and later mold all this product, and we can supply lorries, trucks of bread flour for these big companies. And this is done around salt, around here in Catalonia, also in Spain and Valencia as well. For the moment, we are focused on this kind of line of production, and developing new products is taking time. But because we are diversifying our entries of products, we are having a wider scope to produce and to supply different qualities on bread flour. In reality, Copiral is a magic company in the sense we take waste, and this waste becomes not magically, but with hard work, a new product, and everybody wants, and the global economy wants as well into this trade. Waste becomes a resource, and we are selling a product that is satisfactory to keep growing and feeding the Europeans here. And that's
Animals.
the animals, and later the humans. That's all. Thank you. I will take questions later on if you have more questions. And thank you for organizing this presentation, Copiral, as well as these other companies. That is very, very interesting. Thank you, Julia. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janine and Pedro, for your presentation. We will proceed with the presentation of best practices by Faraide Falcuri of Bio2Code. So the floor is yours, Faraide.
Hi, I'm very thankful to Asio to call us for this webinar. Thank you so much. So I want to share my screen. So I'm Faraide Mata. I'm co-founder of Bio2Code. So our mission is to eliminate food waste and reduce plastic use in the agri-food supply chain. 1/3 of all food production goes to waste. 48% of this amount is made of fruits, and vegetables. And this this cost of us 143 million euros for each year in Europe. At the same time, we waste per capita 21 kilos of plastic in Europe. So we have a solution. Can be applied in food in 3 different ways. The first one is a natural 100% edible coating that extends shelf life of fruits and vegetables. After apply on the food surface, after drying, Bio2Coat creates a semi-permeable barrier that reduces transpiration and respiration rates, maintain the fruit fresh for longer. Here you can see, after 80 days, avocados without Bio2Coat and with Bio2Coat. And in this picture, we can see papayas without Bio2Coat and with Bio2Coat. So we have the technology patented in Spain, in Europe, in Brazil, and United States. So Bio2Coat can be applied by drenching, spraying, or immersion, leaving the system already used by the customers. So our solution can also convert it in an edible packaging that replaces plastic in multiple applications. So, such as vacuum bags, sealed pouches, and semi-rigid trays. In addition to that, Bio2Coat can be part of your recipe. So in this case, we can add some vegetal extracts on the formulation, and we add flavor, color, and taste. Here you can see 2 different prototypes. The first one is a tomato edible packaging for rice or pasta. When you put the rice or pasta with the edible coating in the boiled water, the packaging will be dissolved and the sauce we stay in with the rice or pasta. The second one, it's a sachet for cereal materials based on chocolate. In this case, In this case, you can put the sachet in the hot milk, the sachet will be solved, and it's you just need to drink. So Bio2Coat extends shelf life of fruits and vegetables up to 15 days, reduce mass loss up to 50%, improve appearance, color, and textures of the food, and also reduce the environment impacts. So in this graphic, you can see how much Bio2Coat works in room temperature and in refrigerated temperature. Bio2Coat creates a positive change in people and environment. We contribute with the SDGs 2, 9, 12, and 13 because we increase availability of fruits and vegetables, we reduce food waste along the value chain, and we replace plastic in primary packaging application. So this is our market size. Is only with the fruits how Biocoat can cover in this moment. It's tropical fruits, apples and pears, grapes, and plums. Our business model is a B2B, so we produce and sell the liquid for the producers in this moment, and they can apply by spray, immersion, or aspersion. And 1 liter of bio to coat can be coated 1 tons of fruits, of tropical fruits. We already tested and validated our product in the major producers in Spain and Brazil. And we also tested in large scale. So we are ready to industrialization our products. So we promote benefits in all the food chains with distributors and producers until the retailers. We reduce mass loss, we improve the appearance, and for the end consumer, how Biocoat can maintain the nutritional ingredients inside of the fruit. The end consumers will be take the high quality fruits. So we are founded in 2021. We have the support of Action, Startup Capital, Neotech. We are in this year building our team, and we try to do our first sales in Spain and Brazil. And in 2025 and 2026, we expect to improve our geographical area and the types of fruits we can be covered. This is our team. José Velasco is a CEO, and with me is a co-founder of, we are both the co-founders of Biocoat. We have complementary skills in the sciences, and we're both came from the academy. So we have Sergio Sanchez for helping us in the business development, Tulio Rodrigues in marketing, Álvaro in sustainability, and Danielle in quality. And also we have some advisor committee with Kevin Campos, Eduardo Queimada, and Solon Cunha. So thank you so much, and I hope you join us to save the planet one fruit at a time. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Freire, for your presentation. We'll now move on to the presentation on best practices by ECOMEM, and it will be Xavier Guillem who will do the presentation. So the floor is yours, Xavier.
Hello, thank you very much, Julia and Axia, for inviting us here. Can you hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay, let me share my screen now. Okay, so ECOMEM, thank you for inviting us here. Really, ECOMEM is really aligned with the objectives of CESAM. I believe that we were born really to enhance circular economy. What are we doing? We are regenerating RO and NF spiral wound membranes. So these membranes are intensively used in agro-food industry, and normally they are disposed too early when they could be recovered or refurbished, and that is the gap that we are covering in ECOMEM. Since we were born in 2022, we have received several awards. We have received public and private funds, and we are a company participated by the University of Girona and the ICRA, the Catalan Research Institute of Water. And okay, we were born in 2020, back in 2022, but we have tried and proved and done and worked with several customers since 5-6 years ago inside the university. What do we do? What we do is that we contact customers who are about to dispose RO elements and replace them by brand new elements. And we, first of all, look into them and see if we can recover them and using the protocol. Once we validate this and we see that we can recover them, we implement our patented technology of recovery or refurbished of membranes, and we install them once again in the same system where we took them from, or in another system in another customer. These are pictures from the ICRA, but now we have moved to a big factory. We have two treatment and characterization lines, and we treat through our physical chemical treatment protocol. We treat brackish elements, seawater elements, and also different food process applications, elements called case elements or sanitary, that are widely used in concentration of protein, of weight, of fractionation of sugar, so different process applications. We really do exactly or more or less what membrane manufacturers are doing. Membrane manufacturers issue a flex sheet where you can select your elements upon two main parameters that are permeability and salt rejection. So membrane manufacturers issue this test or carry out this test on the elements that they are manufacturing. And I would say that they do it one every 500 elements that they are manufacturing. Well, we are doing that for every single element that we are treating. We are characterizing that under several standard test conditions, and we are providing this information for every single element. So once we have this information, we can predict through the use of the common softwares that are used in the industry, what would be the inlet flow, the production of water, the quality of that water, the pressure that we would have in the system. So we can, before installing the elements, we can know how the system is going to react using the elements that we have recovered. We are packing our elements with, well, the same as other manufacturers are doing, with the plastic bag, with the boxes, but we are also now using other recoverable packaging that can be used several times. And right now, okay, since we were born, we have more than 25 customers. I would say more than 1,500 regenerated elements are installed in different systems. And what is also very important is that we are preventing plastic to be disposed. Every single element is like, it's between 12 and 14 kilos of plastic that we are not disposing to landfill. And also the CO2 emissions that are related to the manufacturing and shipment of new elements, we are preventing that. So we are not just offering refurbished elements that are providing some economic savings to our customers, but we are also having an impact on their environmental management system. And here are two examples in agri-food industry. This is for irrigation, one case of a new plant that was used to water strawberries, where we installed our refurbished elements in a system that was working in parallel to another system treating the same water, but with new elements. And here we could do all the cycle where we did this software projection. We saw that we would reduce the sodium content that they were looking for. And once installed, the customer was really happy to see that they had these 15 microsiemens in the permate. They reduced the sodium content that was what they were looking for, and that the way the elements were working or operating or performing was very similar to the ones they were using in the other system, the new ones. Here in irrigation, we have this case study, but we have many others. We are also recovering elements used in tertiary treatments. It is there are a lot of cases where wastewater is recovered through RO elements for irrigation, and we are being able to recover elements and expand their life span so that our customers are not purchasing new elements but reusing their own elements. And here is another successful case or case study where, in this case, these are these cage elements I was talking about when I started my presentation. And here there is we were recovering elements from a condensate recovery line in a very well-known coffee manufacturer. So in this case, they were recovering the condensate because they recover water and also the heat. And as you can see in the right side of the picture, the elements are really getting dirty time after time, and the flow is going down, declining. So we were able to recover those elements and install them once again in the same system, so that they didn't buy a full batch of new elements. So the savings was really relevant. And what we say, we call them eco-membranes, not the membranes that we are recovering. We say that eco-membranes are available, cheap, and reliable. They are available because, as I mentioned, we have 2 lines of treatment and characterization. We have a large production capacity, but we also have an available free stock with elements of different type, where we know all the performance parameters individually. They are cheap because, okay, it's a very different price from new elements. We are talking always about between 40 and 60% of the price of a new element. And they are reliable because we are doing exactly the same as element manufacturers. We are providing the fact sheet, individual one. We are following up, we're doing the projections in softwares, and we are doing the follow-up with our customers together with them, and going together with them all the way through, reviewing the parameters of operation of their system. So thank you very much, and I will answer any question you have after the presentations. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you very much, Terry, for sharing these best practices with us. A kind reminder to all of those who are attending the webinar, we have a chat through the link that you access the webinar. You can type in your questions, so we highly encourage you to do so that once we conclude with the presentations of our speakers, we can address your questions to them. So now we will go on to a very last presentation by Pierre Baron, commercial engineer of Ecofila. So Pierre, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen. Just a moment. Here we are. All right. Do you see my presentation?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Why? Ah, yes, I have to do one step more, and that's it.
Very good.
Okay, so hello everybody. It's great to be here to speak to you about how to improve best practices on water recycling. So my name is Pierre Baron and I'm from Ecofila. Ecofila has been working for the last 15 years to reduce the water footprint for all kinds of actors. So we are a team of 20 engineers working on the water transition for projects for public and private clients. We are working mainly in France, but also around the world, near the Mediterranean, and we are based in Montpellier. We work across a number of different sectors, including municipalities, buildings, and of course, industry. So basically, we work with all sectors that consume water and or discharge water. So there are some sectors that consume more than others, like agriculture and industry. So the sectors that we will talk about today. Reducing the water footprint, it's about reducing the pressure there is on the water, on the quantity aspect or on the quality aspect. So there is several ways to do it. We apply what we call the 3 R's. So maybe you have heard of it. It was first famous with the plastic. So we apply the same philosophy on water. So the 3 R's are reducing, recycling, and reusing. So for industry, the really first step and the easier is work on reducing, which is about water efficiency. So installing better equipment, repairing leaks, etc. And then they can work on recycling, which is more about treating and recycling water on the same site. So for example, we work with industries that recycle 9, 10, 50 times internally before discharge in the same process. So once you have worked on reducing, recycling, there is another option, which is working on reusing water. So it's about treating and recycling water off-site, somewhere else. And this requires a lot more engagement with territorial actors, defining responsibilities, and so on. It's much more complicated. So Ecofile work on all these R's, but mainly on the reuse one. And industry, we know that they did a great job on reducing and recycling with new equipment and so on. But the political aspect of the reutilization is much more complicated to do. So one step that's gonna be crucial for understand the potential for reducing or reusing your water is doing your water flow diagram. So you have to know how much water is going, where and when, and understand the different type of water quality of those flow to be able to reuse or reduce. So you need to put water meters on your site to build this water flow diagram. And this will allow you to understand where you have blind spots and where you can work to be more aware of your water flows. This flow diagram will help you to build KPIs regarding your activity and it will allow you to know where you can save more water in specific process. And at the end, when you have all the data, you are able to build up scenarios for improving your operation. And all the scenarios you can compare with between each other and with different factors to see what is the best scenario to put first. So for example, regarding food industry, you can recycle some of the processed wastewater to substitute fresh water for cleaning water. Now it's possible in France, thanks to the new regulation from this summer. So those are the factors that you have to look at to be sure that your project will be safe in the time. So some of them are very common, like the technical feasibility, which is like knowing which equipment you will put on your site and if it's okay. The second factor, really important, is safety, critical for food and also for the environment, because sometimes you are in some project you are reusing water who was going in a river, and if you take this water, maybe you are quoting water from environment. You have to take a look at economic viability for the structure, but also for the end user. So you need to have a meter cubic price cheap enough to allow the activity to be rentable. So for example, if you have an industry and an agriculture, if the cubic meter price is not cheap enough for the agricultor, he will not go in the project. You need to work on the acceptability, and acceptability, well, nowadays everybody is environmental friendly, but when I speak about acceptability, it's more about take all the people who are concerned about the project along with you to be sure they are more partners than opposition. So you need motors to get those projects out. And at the end, the ultimate factor is the governance. It's about ensuring that you have an agreement between key active stakeholders to clearly define and share the responsibility. So who is in charge of the treatment, the reservoir, the canalization? You need to give a legal and organizational framework. So we spoke about the different factors that you have to see along the process, but there is like a posture that you have to have. It's speaking about with all actors and put all actors around the table. So there is three types of actors in this kind of project. Of course, there are the users, the one will use the water. There is also the territorial stakeholders who are in charge of the territorial politic about the water, but also about the regulation, like Agence de l'eau in France, DDT, and so on. And there is the wastewater system manager who are in charge of the treatment. So you have to put everybody, like I say, around the table and build the project together, because everybody has a specific view of a project. So you need to build a common view for a project. To give you an example of a project in France that we work on, it's in a town called Gibret. So it's a project between an industrialized site, it's a slaughterhouse for ducks, and it's with agricultors. So when you work with industrial, most industrial who wants to reduce their water footprint come with a specific problem. So sometimes it's the amount of water they are taking that is too much, and sometimes it's the problem of wastewater discharge, like in this example. So the first idea is to solve the problem, and by solving the problem, you are reducing the water footprint. Because this problem has an impact on the production, and there is a lot of pressure from the regulators on the site. So the idea was to build different scenarios, and we spoke about recycling on site and reusing for agriculture. And those scenarios will help to save up to 120,000 cubic meters per year. And it will, we will put treatment in each step. And so for the reusing in the same site, and outside the site, it's for irrigation, for corn irrigation and kiwi irrigation. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and well, I will answer to your question if you have. Thank you for all presentation as well.
Thank you very much, Pierre. And thank you to all of the speakers for sharing their best practices in circular economy within the food systems. If there are any questions, we will proceed with the Q&A session. So I will give you a few moments in case you need to type your questions. Right, well, seems that everything was very clear. We don't have any questions so far. Please note that you can contact us in case you do have any questions. You will find also my email in case you have some questions pertaining to the project itself or to the Cascade funding. So please do not hesitate to send me an email in that case. Then, since there are no questions, I will proceed to make our closing. So thank you very much to all of the speakers today and to all of you who have also attended. Just to inform you that the recording of this event will be posted in around 3 days' time through the webinar's publication page, which you can find at Agenda Axio. I believe the link has also been shared via the chat. And it will also be announced once it is posted on Axio's Twitter. And just to thank you all for your attendance and for speakers for their participation, and have a very good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody.
Lucas.